Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy, and today we have the end of the month reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome guys. So this is going to be specifically for January 20th through the 31st, but if you happen to find this at any other time outside of this specific timeline, I do think that there will be a message for you if you feel drawn to watch it outside of January 20th through the 31st. If not, again, this is going to be specific for the end of the month, and we're going to kind of wrap up, see how you're doing, see what the lesson was for you this month to learn, or is currently for you to learn, and see if you have not really tuned into what the lesson was, because we're constantly being given lessons, we're constantly being taught something in some way, shape, or form, and then we will end the reading with a message from your spirit guides or angels that watch over and protect you. So these are going to be very, very short. And yeah, let's get into it. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what is going on in this month? For Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the month of January, specifically focusing on the end of the month, January 20th through the 31st. January 20th through the 31st. What is going on with Aries in January 20th through the 31st? Alright, let's see what's going on. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what's going on January 20th through the 31st? Alrighty, so we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay guys, so for some of you, this end of the month, it's kind of going to be a time where there might not be a lot of action. So right now you could be kind of taking a seat on a couple things. There could be some things on your mind that you feel that you need to act on, or that you need to make a decision and do something about it, but you're not. It's like, you know, maybe there are some things in your life that you do need to take action. There could be some things in your life that you do need to make a move on, that you need to do something about it. And you keep telling yourself, I feel like I hear you guys telling yourselves, let's do something about it. But I feel like you guys are gonna be taking a little bit more of a seat in the final 2 weeks of January, where you're not really actually gonna be acting on some of these things, which is totally fine. But just know that this is kind of the energy that's coming in, is that I feel like a lot of you guys are taking it easy. I feel like there could be a lot of, let me pull some more cards before I say what I'm about to say, because I always get ahead of myself. Did that want to come out? Yeah, lack of motivation, lack of inspiration, lack of passion. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So what just got this? Pisces. It just did Pisces. Pisces got the same card in reverse. So I feel like this is talking about your work ethic, or your motivation. I feel like primarily for you guys, this isn't even talking about work. Specifically for you guys, I feel like it's just your motivation to do anything. I feel like you guys are just really unmotivated. Like, look at this. If anyone knows tarot, if you guys know tarot, if anyone out is watching this as a tarot reader, this is such these cards are such huge indicators of a lack of motivation, a lack of a burning passion to do what it is that you do. It could be, like I said, for work, it could be for hobbies, it just could be for life. Like, there could just be like a lack of lust for life, a lack of passion. There's just like no motivation behind what you're doing. I feel like there's just a huge lack of motivation. And like I said, that could be specifically for work or anything outside of work as well. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Swords in reverse. Sorry, oh my God, need to focus. Nine of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you guys are actually gonna be getting out of around this time. So the reason why I feel like there could be a lack of motivation, a lack of passion, I feel some of you could have been going through some depression recently, or just like stress. I honestly think a majority, this usually is always my sign of anxiety and depression. And you could have been experiencing or can be experiencing those things recently. But I actually feel for a majority of you guys watching this, I think that this is just more so stress. I feel like you could be really stressed about work, you could be really stressed about bills, you could be really stressed about stuff that you have to do. I feel like there might have been a lot of stress on you recently. And I think that you guys are actually going to be able to come out of this in this remainder of this month. So wrapping up the month, I think that you guys are actually doing a lot of work on yourselves to try to get yourselves out of this mindset. And I think once you come out of this mindset, I think that that's kind of why there's been a lack of motivation or lack of passion in the things that you're doing. It's just because you've been so stressed about so many things that are going on in your life. whether it has to do with finances or people, but you've been dealing with a lot of stress. And for some of you, like I said, you've been dealing with lower vibrational emotions or energy such as anxiety or depression, and that's kind of what's sucking out or taking away your motivation for life and for maybe your work specifically as well. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna see what the lesson for you is to learn in this situation. So what is it that Spirit is trying to teach you? Why is this being brought up? Why at this period, at this moment in time, why is there a lack of motivation for life? Why is there a lack of motivation or passion for your work? Why was there that stress, So let's see, what is Aries' lesson? Wow, so it's part of your destiny. So what you're experiencing right now has a huge part to play with what you're meant to do on Earth, okay? So whatever your path in life is, and I'm getting that a majority of you're not sure. You don't know what your path in life is, and that's why you're experiencing these things. That's why you're going through this period of you're not passionate about what you're doing. You're losing motivation for either your job or what you think your path is. It's because it might be that what you're doing and what you're experiencing is the wrong thing. Maybe you're working in the wrong field. Maybe you're at the wrong place. Maybe you're experiencing the wrong thing. Maybe you're trying to get yourself motivated and passionate and excited about the wrong things. And that's why right now you're losing or you're not having any passion for what it is that you're doing. That's maybe why you're even stressed out about. It could be that I'm getting now that stress could have been about you feeling this way, you feeling like this isn't the right thing because you're losing that passion for it. And then that started to stress you out, started to stress you, well, if this isn't the right thing for me, then what is? If this isn't the right job for me, what is? If this isn't the right path for me, then what is? And that can cause a lot of stress, right? I feel like you're going through this period of time, Aries, because it's part of your destiny. This is a huge milestone, a huge pivotal point in your life. To help shift you into or transition you into the correct path or the correct job or the correct place or area of your life, because I feel that primarily most of you are not quite where you're supposed to be, okay? Especially because if this lesson that you're learning has to do with your destiny, it has to do with where you're going to end up. It has to do with where you're supposed to be currently. And I honestly feel that a majority of you are just not where you're supposed to be, especially if you don't have passion. If there's no motivation behind the work or behind what you're doing, that's a huge significator for you, Aries, personally, for you, whether you're psychic or attuned to the universe at all or not. That's a huge significator that you should not be focused so much on what it is that you're doing. If you have no motivation or passion for it, that is the universe showing you that that's the wrong thing for you. And at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you whether to decide what is right and what's wrong for you. But if you feel unmotivated for the work you're doing, if you feel you have no passion for what it is that you're doing currently in your life, I think that it might be time to try something different. I think it might be time to move away from that. I just said this to a friend yesterday, but a lot of the time people say that they don't know what they want, and maybe that's you. Maybe you're like, well, I don't really know exactly what I want, so I don't want to leave this because I don't know what I want. And my advice always is to anyone that's ever like, I don't know what I want, do you know what you don't want? Because 9 times out of 10, most people know, if they don't know what they want, they know what they don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually it's easier for us as humans to decide what we do not want to do or what we don't want versus what we do want. Sometimes it is hard to pinpoint what we want, but it's really easy, I think, for most people, and this could be different, but for most people, I think it's easier to determine what you do not want. So if this is something that you have no motivation for, no passion for, if it stresses you out, I'm gonna say that looks like something that I wouldn't want that in my life. I wouldn't want to be dealing with something that I'm not motivated in doing, that stresses me out, that I have no passion for, personally. That's something I don't want. I don't want those things in my life, so I would cut it out. And while you cut out, it's almost like you will find what you want through the process of elimination. So by just getting rid of what you don't want, it's going to help shift you on the right path and what's destined for you, okay? All right, and then now we're gonna get a closing message from your spirit guides or angels, whoever watches and guides and protects you. Aries, this is a message from them. So this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for January 20th through the 31st. What do the angels that guide, watch over, and protect Aries want Aries to know? What do the angels that watch over, guide, and protect Aries want? Ooh. So we have loss, grief, sadness, and resurrection. The number at the top is 20, so the number 20 or the number 2 could be very significant for you in these last 2 weeks of January. Honestly, your angels want you to know that whatever loss you're experiencing, and I feel like, I don't know why I want to say this is popping into my head, but loss of identity, they're saying. I feel like maybe some of you guys feel like you've lost a part of yourself, or you don't know who you are, like that kind of thing. Having like a, it's almost like you have quite, I'm gonna say that most of you Aries have yet to like do any type of self-discovery or self, like learning about yourself. There's a lot you need to learn about yourself, Aries, if you're watching this. There's a huge disconnect with who you think you are and who you actually are. Does that make sense? Like, you might think that you're a certain type of person, but you haven't actually given your time, you haven't given yourself enough time to really discover who you truly are, okay? Because I'm getting that there's like a lack of knowing what your actually true identity is. And I'm gonna say this, because I was telling everyone that we're shifting into the age of Aquarius, okay? So that means that during this time, we're having a lot of realizations, a lot of ego shedding, and a lot of realizations that we're not living authentically, or we're not being authentic, or we're not being true to ourselves and our desires and our wants and our needs, okay? And I think that this has a lot to do with what you're experiencing, okay? So this could be the beginning point of your journey of, like I said, process of elimination, just getting rid of the things that you know are not for you, that you're not passionate, that you don't want, and that it's gonna help lead you to what you do want. I feel like your angels want you to know that, because I actually feel like you guys have experienced a lot of loss in the past year, and that has left you really sad and like almost, I feel like, hurt, but like your feelings are hurt. Like, you're not upset. Like, I feel like you're not in the usual mode where like you're pissed off and you want to get revenge, or you're just angry, you want to tell someone off. It's like you're hurt by the loss that you've experienced in the past year. This loss was necessary for you to grow, okay? That's the thing. Anything that's ever removed out of your life, it's removed for a reason. People leave your life for a reason, okay? You leave people out of your life for a reason, right? I'm sure you know why you leave people in the dust, you know what I'm saying? So if you've been left in the dust, it's for a reason. It's all to help remove things that are not for you, and it's all to help trigger your own personal growth, because it's all about you at the end of the day, honestly. It's about your destiny. It's about what you're destined to do. It's why you're here. But you're not doing whatever it is that you're doing right now, Aries. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. It's not what you're meant to be doing. I really, really feel that. And I'm sorry if some of you guys are like so determined to do whatever it is you're doing. I really feel like you're not on your destined path quite yet. I don't think that you've even really tried to discover what it is. But this is the time, this is the perfect time to do it, because you've experienced the loss, because you've gone through, this lack of motivation, this stress, because you've dealt with this, with the grief, right? Because the Nine of Swords could also represent grief, so now I see that as well. But the key word that I'm focused on here is resurrection. Now is the time to like reinvent yourself, Who are you, Aries? Who are you to the core? What kind of a person are you? What do you value the most? What do you want out of life? What do you desire? Truly and authentically, not just what you think you should desire, or what you've been programmed to believe is what you need to do. All right? I think that is it for your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can email me, and that is going to be in the description box down below. So just send me an email asking for a personal reading, and I will send you my rates and information on how I work one-on-one with clients. And we will work something out and figure out a schedule that works best with you. I offer my readings live over Skype and Zoom, as well as pre-recorded videos that get sent to you via a private link, and you can watch as many times as you want over and over again. So yeah, if you would like to do that, email me. If not, I think that is it. So take care of yourself, Aries. Do the work that you need to do. You're gonna get through it. I promise you, this is just one of those transition periods in your life that's just to help you get you on the correct path that you're meant to be on, okay? I wish you the best of luck, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.